All right, welcome everyone. My name is Erin Fugate, and I'm the founder and creator of Jasmine and Juniper. Today, I'm thrilled to bring you a webinar on the origins of essential oils. If you're watching to the replay, hello. Please share this out with your friends. You can click the share button on Facebook, or the replay will come to you in your inbox, and you can share that with your friends. I will also get the recording up on jasmineandjuniper.com. But let's dive right in. So again, my name is Erin, and I have been helping individuals create daily wellness plans with essential oils for almost 11 years now. What that means and what that looks like is I will sit down with you, we'll look at your current health goals and the health goals of your family. We will design a daily wellness plan very specific to what you have going on. For example, say that you struggle with sleep, anxiety, stress, and you'd like to detoxify your home. I'm going to help you create a very simple daily wellness plan, and then we will co-create together, and I'll empower you with the ability to customize it, but we'll create a monthly wellness box that gets delivered to your door. And it can include your nutritional supplements, a few essential oils, maybe some skincare items, perhaps your laundry soap, your toothpaste. But at the foundation of all of this work are the essential oils, because essential oils are beautiful, they're powerful, they are gifts of the earth. So this webinar is really designed to dive into the origins of essential oils, where they come from, and give you an idea of why doTERRA is different when it comes to their sourcing practices. What are essential oils made of? Where do they come from? This is a common question, and we often hear that they're gifts of the earth and that they're natural. But what does that really mean? Because on the marketplace, there are a lot of essential oils that you can purchase, and most of them are not actually from plants. They're more like a perfume. So they're a synthetically created aroma. But when we speak of true, pure essential oils, like the ones we get from doTERRA, we are talking about plants. We're talking about these beautiful aromatic extracts from plants. Essential oils are found in the fruit of the plant, the leaf of the plant. It could be in the barks, the stems, the seeds, the flowers. The easiest connection to this is if you think about a rosemary bush, and say you pick some of those leaves from the rosemary bush and you rub them between your fingers. You're going to smell rosemary, right? Well, what has actually happened is these little fluid-filled sacs have been disrupted, and the essential oils have burst out into the air. So it's your most natural form of an essential oil diffuser. But because essential oils are found in many different plants, we can actually distill them, extract them, cold press, extract them, and then we can have these essential oils in our bottles. But don't be fooled. This bottle came from a plant. The contents of this bottle came from a plant. And the sourcing, producing, growing, and harvesting is all very important to its efficacy. But what role do essential oils play in plant life? Why do the plants create the essential oils? It is important to know that not all plants have essential oils, but the ones that do can't be mistaken. Think of a rose or jasmine flower. Think of peppermint, spearmint. Think of an orange blossom. I was in Australia recently, and the orange blossom trees there are incredible. You'll be walking down the street and be hit with this incredible aroma. And I asked my friend, what is that? And she said, oh, I think that's the orange blossom trees. So Essential oils, of course, give the plants their aroma, which is important because the aroma can either attract a pollinator, like we see on the screen, or it can even repel a predator. So say a predator wants to come and eat that plant, well, the essential oil can make the taste of the plant be unattractive to that predator. The essential oils are important for plant pollination and plant reproductive process. So the aroma of the plant, the essential oil, is what attracts that pollinator. And then the pollinator helps the plant proliferate. It can also help the plant if it's injured. So say there's been a disruption to a leaf, or maybe there's a fungus or a bacteria, the essential oil can combat this in the plant. And what is so incredible about that is the essential oils can work the same way for us. So how are essential oils made? Well, they get extracted from the plant parts, but this is a very delicate process. It can easily be messed up if not done properly. Not all essential oils are created equally. Like I said, some essential oils are not even plant material, but there are essential oils made from plant material, but perhaps the distillation process, the harvesting process, the planting process, perhaps it was done in haste without attention or care. Maybe fertilizers or pesticides were used, and maybe the distillation process was too hot for too long a period of time. All of this can disrupt the chemistry of the essential oil. And when the chemistry is disrupted, the therapeutic qualities are disrupted. So when we want an essential oil to do something for our health, when I depend upon those essential oils to help you in your daily wellness plan, I need to know they've been properly harvested, distilled, farmed, so that I know they're going to work for you and your family. There's several factors that can influence the quality of an essential oil. The planting and growing, so where the essential oil plant is grown, how it is grown. Are there fertilizers used? Are there pesticides used? What is the soil like? All of this, what is the harvesting like? How is it harvested? What time of the day is it harvested? With what care is taken? And then the distilling process. How hot is the distilling process? How long is the distilling process? Are there any little bits of other plant material or dirt that get inside? All of this can affect the quality of the essential oil. Really important is the region or the sourcing. We've come to find that dependent upon where the plant is grown, it can completely change the essential oil. So a great example is where bergamot is grown. It's grown in Italy, and this very specific region has been positioned close to the ocean. The acidic soil and fresh sea air actually strengthen the bergamot trees, allowing them to produce the best possible bergamot. Now, there could be other parts of the world where bergamot is grown, but doTERRA has discovered that the bergamot grown in this particular location is going to have the best possible bergamot for you and your family. So we have to pay attention to that. Then harvesting. This is Hele. She's a veteran harvester from Egypt. She starts her jasmine harvest with a headlamp and a basket at 2:30 a.m. Because with jasmine flowers, they must be harvested before the sun hits the blooms. Once the sun hits the bloom, it heats up the flowers and those essential oils are released, and we want the essential oils to be captured. So plants must be harvested during peak harvest time, and it's different for every plant. The chemical profile of the plant must be preserved during harvest. So if she doesn't get those jasmine flowers before some of the chemical profile is released, we won't have our beautiful jasmine oil. And then there's proper harvesting methods. So if Hele was rough with the jasmine flowers, wasn't careful, it would disrupt some of the essential oil, and then it would not be as potent when it went into the extraction process. So there really are two types of distillation that we tend to use. One is steam distillation. This is where you have heat applied to water. The steam is created, and then that is moved up through the plant material. This releases the essential oils from the plants. It goes through another process with a cooling condenser, and then that brings out the essential oil. And then there's water that's separated from that, and that is a hydrosol. Now, with some plants, specifically citrus oils, we use a cold press or cold expression. So this is similar to how you'd make olive oil. The citrus oils go into a drum containing oil water mixture. There is this corkscrew rasper that takes the skin off of the citrus oil, and then it's pressed, and oil is again separated from water. So it's a concentrated extraction process. So you can see that there's a whole lot of lemons in this picture, and that'll probably produce just a small amount of essential oil. Now, we're not done. So we have sourced the best possible plant. We have paid attention to how it's harvested. We've carefully distilled or extracted the essential oil, and now we must test the oils. There's two goals of essential oil testing. One is to verify potency. This helps identify the chemical composition of the oil and determines the potency and properties of the oil. That's important because we want our essential oils to do specific things for our health. Maybe we want the oil to be calming to our central nervous system, or calming to our respiratory system, or perhaps we're using the oil for our brain health, or maybe we have a cellular dysfunction that we want to address. We need to make sure that the essential oil is potent and that it's going to work the way that we depend on it to work. Then ensuring purity. This helps to ensure that the oil is free of any harmful contaminants or synthetic components that could decrease the oil's efficacy or have dangerous effects. So this is very important. If we don't have a pure essential oil, we might be getting trace amounts of fertilizers or pesticides. We might be getting other contaminants that were used to adulterate the essential oil. And when we take an essential oil in through inhalation, if we ingest it, even if we apply it to our skin, we're getting that essential oil into our bloodstream and going to the level of our cells. Some essential oils even pass through the blood-brain barrier into the brain. So we need to make sure that there are no contaminants in there so that it is very safe and effective. Now, it's also important to have responsible sourcing and production. You could very easily over-harvest a particular plant. Cutting corners can lower the safety, efficacy, and quality of an oil. It's so important to build a network of professionals. So we have the growers, we have the distillers, then the scientists who test it, etc. We need them all working together. Then we have to have responsible practices to ensure fair treatment of growers and distillers and protect the environment. We want to uplift the planet, right? We want the farmers who grow the oils to be taken care of. We want the land, the earth that cares for the plants to be taken care of. We want the people who distill and then test the oils to be taken care of. Then when the oil comes into the hands of you or me, we want to make sure our bodies are taken care of. And all of this works together if we pay attention to each element. This is why doTERRA has created a botanical network all over the globe. doTERRA works with growers and distillers in over 40 countries. With years of experience, local growers and distillers help produce the best essential oils, and doTERRA supports them in doing this. We want to grow plants in their natural habitat, and this will contribute to high quality essential oils. Here's just a little peek into where we get some of our essential oils. Peppermint comes from the northwestern region of the United States. This is where it's going to contain high natural levels of menthol, so we can get those great benefits from peppermint. We've found wild orange in the Dominican Republic. Did you know that it's so hard to find an orange grove that hasn't been contaminated with pesticides or fertilizers? But in the Dominican Republic, we found a wild orange grove, and that's where we get our wild orange oil. Cardamom comes from Guatemala. Several 100,000 families cultivate cardamom in Guatemala, which makes it the biggest producer of seed and essential oil in the world. We get our lime from Brazil, our vetiver from Haiti, our helichrysum from Corsica, our marjoram from Hungary, juniper berry from Bulgaria, cypress from Crete, frankincense from Somalia, ylang ylang from Madagascar, ginger from Sri Lanka, Sandalwood and lemongrass from India, melaleuca or tea tree from Australia, and patchouli from Indonesia. Did you know that you could take the bottom of your doTERRA bottle, there's a little code on the bottom, and you can go and put that code into a website called sourcetoyou.com, and you will find out where your oil came from. You'll see the testing reports of that essential oil, and you can learn more about sourcing. I highly encourage you to do this. So this is what we have now come to call doTERRA's Co-Impact Sourcing Initiative. Before doTERRA had this type of sourcing, the growers were unorganized with limited access to information and layers of middlemen. They had limited resources and capacity. They were harvesting immature plants out of season, little incentive to produce a higher quality. The plant was varying and the oil quality was undependable. It was subject to volatile market pricing. Now that doTERRA's come in, they've organized the farmers into cooperatives with teaching, training, capacity building, and coordinated services. They've improved growing and harvesting practices so that we can now have an optimal yield of oil, and it will ensure sustainability. We have consistent, higher quality essential oil, and the growers receive fair and predictable pricing from long-term buyers. We're also able to partner with the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation to bring in funding projects that can benefit grower communities and improve overall livelihoods. One great example of this is when we found our vetiver in Haiti, we discovered that not only the farmers did they need co-impact sourcing, but they needed fresh water. They did not have fresh water in their village. So doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation brought in a water system for them. And it's so wonderful that we get to partner and do that together. This all tells us that our oils are safe, they're effective, they're pure, that we're doing good things in the world, that they are sustainable. And mostly, why is that important? Because we are important. You're important, your family is important, and the planet is important. So I hope knowing this helps just a little bit with understanding where essential oils come from and why growing and testing and sourcing is so important. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. You can just bring them through in the chat, whether on Facebook or on Zoom. I'll hang out for a few minutes and also go check in on the social media channel. Or on. And feel free to ask questions as you watch the replay over on Facebook. I'll answer them as they come in. Thank you so much for spending time with me today and learning a little bit more about how our essential oils are sourced. Have a great day, everyone.